Worried about your next job interview or what kinds of questions to prepare for? Heard you need to have success stories but don't know what that means and aren't sure what types of stories to be prepared with? Well, stay with me. I'm going to explain what success stories are, give you my top 10 story topics to be prepared with, and how to confidently give answers to interview questions using your stories to ace your next interview. Hi, welcome back. I'm Stacey Davidson, founder and CEO of Virtual Job Search Coach, creator of Power Up Your Job Search program, and on this channel, I teach techniques and strategies to help you determine, pursue, and land your dream job. As a former hiring manager and recruiter, I've interviewed over 1,000 people throughout my career, and I've asked thousands of interview questions. As an interview coach and specialist in behavioral-based interview techniques for the past 12 years, I love teaching people how to prepare to approach their next interview with confidence, strong and relevant responses to questions, impress their interviewers, and outshine their competition. My golden rule for acing your interview is it's 75% preparation and 25% execution. Athletes don't show up to the Olympics or a game or tournament without countless hours of practice, right? So the same goes for interviews. You're competing against other individuals who have the same or similar qualifications to you, so you have to perform better in the interview than your competition. Make sense? If you want to succeed, impress, and approach your interview with confidence instead of anxiety, you must prepare and practice. Not the night before, but weeks before. Landing your target or dream job is a process, and interview preparation is part of that process. If you stay with me until the end of this video, I'm going to tell you how you can get my 6-step job search success roadmap absolutely free to help you on your job search path. Now, before I jump into the top 10 success story topics, please give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. I post one video a week, but I may squeeze in one extra here or there. So if you don't want to miss them, ring that bell for notifications. Now, before I give you the 10 topics, let me briefly explain why an interviewer asks certain types of questions and what they're looking for. The purpose of an interview is two things. One, it's an opportunity for the employer to learn what you can do for the company and how you would perform in the role, and whether you would be a good fit within their team. Second, it's an opportunity for you, the job seeker, to assess whether the role and the company fit with your needs, expectations, and wants. Basically, whether it aligns with your career ambitions. In this video, we're going to talk about the first one. But if you want to learn more about what questions you should ask to make sure the job type and company align with your career ambitions, then click the video link above and watch my video on informational interviewing. In order for an interviewer to assess whether you have the capabilities, experience, and personality fit for their team, they need to get to know you a little and learn more in depth about your skills, background, experience, and how you handle certain scenarios. So the questions they ask will be based on topics and situations that will best help them learn these things about you. Make sense? Now, there are a number of interview styles and techniques, some of which you may have heard of: situational, behavioral-based, competency-based, and traditional. And there are several others. I'll be doing a future series of videos on each of these interview methods, so now's a good time to remember to subscribe, hit that notifications bell so you won't miss out on what's to come. So as a professional interviewer, when I'm interviewing candidates for a particular role, I design a mix of behavioral, situational, and traditional questions related to the hard and soft skill requirements needed for them to perform and succeed in the role, as well as interact effectively with the business's customer types and staff teams. I have dozens of topics and hundreds of questions that I use depending on the occupation type, class of the role, industry sector, and business culture. So for example, the types of questions I would ask an administrative assistant will be very different from what I ask a CEO. What I ask a finance manager will be different from what I ask a graphic designer. But here are my top 10 most common topic categories that fit for most occupations in some degree or another. And then I'll explain how you need to prepare for each of them. My top 10 topics are customer service, teamwork, problem solving, leadership, design making, interpersonal skills, resilience, project management, creativity and innovation, and failure. Now, I could dig deep into each of these 10 topics, but this video would be never ending. So I'm going to give you a very brief overview of why questions are asked around each of these topics. And if you have further questions, please leave me a comment below. Customer service. Every business has customers, and customers are the bread and butter of any business. It's not the product or service a company sells that makes them money, it's the customers who buy the product or service. So I want to learn how you treat customers, how you listen, how you respond, and how you provide service excellence to them. Teamwork. Not all jobs involve teamwork, but many do, so it's a very common topic. What I want to learn from you, the candidate, is do you work well with others? Are you a team player? Do you collaborate? Do you mentor? Do you listen and take direction and feedback well? Do you have a leadership or follower style when it comes to working in a group? Problem solving. This is a great one. I've found everyone thinks differently when it comes to solving problems, and obviously, depending on the type of problem, many different approaches can be required. Some take a logical, methodical approach. Some are very creative and enterprising when it comes to solving problems, while others go to other people for collaboration and guidance. Leadership. This is a good one because leadership is not just for managers and C-level executives in a company. You can be in an entry-level role, but be a natural leader who can step up and take charge when necessary in teams or emergency situations. Decision-making. I will sometimes ask situational or behavioral questions to help me learn how someone makes decisions, what their thought process is, do they use an analytical process or more instinctual, and what types and complexity of decisions have they had to make. Interpersonal communication. I often ask candidates to describe their communication style, and I see a lot of candidates struggle to answer this because they haven't really thought about it. What I'm looking for is how do you listen, give feedback, answer questions? Do you ask questions? How do you come up with solutions? Are you collaborative? Do you dictate? Do you mentor or manage? People have different communication and interpersonal styles, and some work better in certain work environments and with other personality styles than others. So how you answer this helps the interviewer gain a perspective of how you will treat customers, work with colleagues, and direct or manage staff. Being prepared with a story example from your past that demonstrates your communication style and knowing how to describe your communication style is very important. Resilience. I will typically ask a question to find out how you cope with high-pressure situations and stress. So a question I might ask to learn more about your resilience is, tell me about a time when you were working in a tense working environment due to major changes, and how did you cope and manage through this period of time? What caused the situation? What did you do to cope with the situation? What were the effects of your actions? Project management. Not all jobs are project management specific, but there are many questions that can be asked to learn how you plan, organize, analyze, prioritize, schedule, coordinate, monitor, and ensure deadlines and budgets are met. Some project management involves managing people, others are more technical and process-based. So think about examples of situations from your past work history where you can demonstrate those abilities. Creativity and innovation. This is a topic I commonly ask a question for, which can either be more technically focused, such as for a creative designer, product developer, marketing or advertising person, to learn more about their practical creativity in their daily work. But it's also a topic I use to find out how someone comes up with a unique solution to a problem. So it's not necessarily artistically creative focused, but more about how they come up with the creative solutions. So the question might be something like, give me an example of how you used your creativity to solve a problem on the job. Failure. This is one of my favorite topics, and I probably ask it to more than 80% of candidates I interview, because I really like to know how someone handles failure and mistakes, because, let's face it, no one's perfect. We all fail at things, and I like to hear how someone identifies a failure for themselves. How do they handle that failure? What did they learn from it? And what would they do differently if they were faced with a similar situation? So, in order to perform more confidently in your next interview, be prepared with a story or an example from your past experience for each of those topics I've just talked about. Try to brainstorm situations from your background that you're proud of, where you contributed to something, a solution or a team project, where you played a leadership role or collaborated on a team project, or to solve a problem, where you mentored someone, where you solved a problem for a customer, where you failed on a project, where you had to organize a complex project or event. Your action task from this video is to go through each topic and write down a story example in the following 3-step process. This is going to take you some time and work, but it will be worth it. You will have 10 great examples to draw upon for just about any interview question you get asked. I want you to write down your story in a 3-step behavioral-based response style called SAR, which stands for Situation, Action, Result. Step 1 is to describe the situation, the challenge, problem, circumstances, or task. Step 2 is to explain the actions you took or were involved in with others, such as did you develop, coordinate, supervise, analyze, brainstorm, or recommend something. Step 3 is to define the result. What was the outcome of your efforts? Who benefited? Did you save time, money, improve productivity? Did it answer or solve the described situation? So the response example I'm going to give you can be used for a number of questions based on any of those 4 categories. Here's the question. Summarize a situation where you took initiative to get others going on an important issue and played a leading role that achieved the desired results. It's a tough one, isn't it? So here's an example of an answer. So this is the situation. Advertising revenue was falling off for the newspaper, and a large number of long-term advertisers were not renewing their contracts. That's the situation. So the action would be, I submitted a design for a new promotional packet to go with the rate sheet and compared the benefits of this circulation with other ad media in the area. One of my ideas was approved, and I set up a special training session for the account managers, utilizing a business college professional who trained students to develop competitive selling strategies. So here's the result. We signed contracts with 15 former advertisers for daily ads and with 5 for special supplements. We increased our new advertisers by 20% over the same period last year. So here's my hot tip. Don't get bogged down in the details, stick to the main facts. If you liked what you've learned in this video today, please give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and share with your friends. I've also got 2 other videos you might like right here on video interviews and 4 strategies to fast track your job search. Thank you for watching this video, and as promised, my gift to you is my free downloadable job search success roadmap with 6 steps to help you on your path to landing your dream job. Just click the link on your screen to download your PDF copy, and you'll also find the link in the description box below. And I'll see you in my next video. Other individuals who have, curse you! Curse you! Holy moly, this is a long sentence. I thought I made these short. Yeesh. Let me try again. I'm going to tell you how you can get my 6 I almost had it. I'm going to tell you how you can get my 6-step. Why can't I say 6-step? Do it from the top. Okay, Stacy, pull it together.